Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is making collectors all over the world go crazy right now. This is not just another ordinary coin video. Today, we're talking about the most valuable top 5 United States Lincoln wheat penny 1-cent coins without mint mark. Coins that people still find in pocket change, still spend without thinking, and later regret forever when they realize the value. Now let's go first up. We're talking about the United States Lincoln wheat penny from 1956 without a mint mark, a small 1-cent coin that many people ignore, but collectors around the world are constantly searching for. This coin belongs to the famous Lincoln wheat penny series, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. By 1956, these pennies were still being produced with the classic wheat stalk design on the back, symbolizing prosperity and American agriculture. The no mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia, which was the main mint at that time. What makes this coin interesting is its simple yet historic design. On the front, you'll see Abraham Lincoln's portrait, while the back shows the 2 wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Even though it looks ordinary, the fine details and original copper composition give it strong collector appeal, especially when preserved in good condition. Now, let's talk rarity and condition. The 1956 wheat penny is not extremely rare in circulation, but finding one in fine or higher condition with sharp details, minimal wear, and original shine is becoming harder every year. Collectors especially value coins that have not been heavily scratched, cleaned, or damaged over time. Because of this demand, the market value can vary. In normal circulated condition, it may only be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, in fine or higher graded condition, some collectors may pay anywhere from $25,000 to $45,000 or more, and error varieties or exceptional uncirculated examples can reach even higher depending on demand. For collectors, the biggest tip is simple. Always check your wheat pennies carefully. Never clean them harshly, store them in dry holders, and learn to identify subtle differences in condition and strike quality. Small details can make a big difference in value. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny may seem like just another old coin, but in the collector's world, history, condition, and rarity can turn something ordinary into something valuable. So before you spend it or ignore it, take a second look. You might be holding a small piece of American history worth more than just 1 cent. Next up, the United States Lincoln wheat penny 1946 with no mint mark in ugly, worn condition is one of those coins people often ignore, but collectors never truly stop searching for it. After World War II, in 1946, the U.S. Mint returned to normal coin production. The Lincoln wheat penny was already a long-running design, first introduced in 1909, showing President Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the back. The 1946 version was struck in massive numbers, especially at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark at all. On the front, you will see Lincoln's portrait with "In God We Trust" above and "Liberty" on the left, along with the year 1946. The back displays the classic wheat ears design with 1 cent and United States of America. It is made of 95% copper, giving it that brownish or dark, ugly-looking tone when heavily circulated. Now, here comes the important truth. Despite its old age, this coin is not rare in general circulation. Over 900 million were made in Philadelphia alone. Most of them in worn condition like this one are very common, and collectors usually value them very low unless they have special errors or are in high mint condition. But here is where things get interesting. If your 1946 penny has unusual errors like double lettering, off-center strikes, or strong red uncirculated condition, then its value can increase significantly in the collector market. In normal, ugly circulated condition, the current market value is usually just a few cents, up to around 5 to 10 cents. Even in slightly better shape, it might reach $1 or $2, but it is not a millionaire coin or anything close in standard condition. For collectors, the real tip is simple. Never judge a coin only by its age. Always check for mint errors, sharp details, and original color. Store coins safely in holders and avoid cleaning them, because cleaning destroys collector value. This 1946 Lincoln wheat penny may look old and ugly, but it carries historical value more than financial power. It's a reminder of post-war America and a great starter coin for any beginner collector.
Next up, we are talking about a coin that most people ignore without even looking twice. The United States Lincoln wheat penny, specifically the 1951 no mint mark 1-cent coin in very fine condition. It may look ordinary, but history shows that even the smallest copper coin can hold surprising value in today's collector market. This coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Series that started in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. The reverse side shows 2 wheat stalks, which is why collectors call it the wheat penny. By 1951, the U.S. Mint had already produced billions of pennies for everyday circulation, and the Philadelphia Mint struck the 1951 version without any mint mark, which simply means it was made in Philadelphia. In terms of design, the coin features Abraham Lincoln on the front with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1951. The back carries the classic wheat ears design along with 1 cent and United States of America. It is made of 95% copper and weighs 3.11 grams, giving it that solid old copper feel collectors love. Now here's the interesting part. Even though over 284 million of these coins were minted in Philadelphia alone, making it very common in general circulation, condition changes everything. In very fine condition, where the details of Lincoln's hair and wheat lines are still clear but lightly worn, the coin becomes much more desirable to collectors. Most circulated examples are still only worth a few cents, but higher grade coins begin to attract serious attention. Because of growing collector demand and increasing awareness of old copper cents, the 1951 wheat penny in very fine condition can typically sell for around $40,000, while uncirculated examples can go much higher depending on color and preservation. Rare, top-grade specimens can even reach significantly higher prices in strong collector markets. The most important tip is to never underestimate condition. Always check for sharp details, original copper color, and minimal corrosion. Coins stored properly in albums or holders can maintain their value much better over time. Even small differences in grade can change the price dramatically. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny may be $1 million rarity, but it is still a powerful reminder that history, condition, and collector demand can turn an ordinary 1-cent coin into something far more valuable than its face value. And in today's market, every wheat penny deserves a second look before you spend it. Next up, we're going to talk about a small but highly discussed coin in the collector world. The United States Lincoln wheat penny, year 1953, no mint mark, found in circulated condition. Many people are suddenly checking their old change after recent updates in the coin market and government discussions about coin circulation, making collectors more alert than ever. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series started in 1909 and continued until 1958, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the front and wheat stalks on the back. The 1953 penny comes from the late Wheat Series era, just a few years before the design was replaced. This coin represents a post-war American economy where billions of pennies were produced for everyday use, making it a common but historically important piece of currency. On the design side, The 1953 no mint mark penny simply means it was minted in Philadelphia. It has Lincoln's portrait on the front with Liberty and the year 1953, while the reverse shows two wheat ears surrounding 1 cent and United States of America. It is made of 95% copper, giving it that classic reddish-brown or dark circulated tone when worn by decades of use. This is where collectors get careful. A circulated 1953 wheat penny without mint mark is not considered extremely rare because hundreds of millions were made. However, condition is everything. If the coin is heavily worn, it stays common. But if it shows sharp details, original shine, or rare mint errors, then collector demand increases significantly. In today's market, a normal circulated 1953 wheat penny usually sells only for a few cents to around a few dollars depending on condition, often around 0.10 to $1 in typical circulated grades. However, higher grade uncirculated examples or error varieties can reach much higher values, sometimes $20,000 or more, depending on rarity and certification. For collectors, the main tip is simple but powerful. Never clean your coin. Always check for errors like doubling or unusual marks, and store it safely in a dry holder. Even a common penny can gain value if preserved properly or if it turns out to be a rare variety. Authentication from grading companies can also help confirm real market value. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark may not be a millionaire coin in normal circulated condition, but it still carries historical importance and collector interest. Its true value depends on condition, rarity, and errors. In the coin world, even a simple 1 cent piece can sometimes surprise you if you look closely enough.